everyone! Today we're gonna do some retopology. And I have a video coming out soon with semi-tutorial for retopology, just the basis and the workflow I use. And I'm gonna go in detail about what's best to do for certain specific shapes and problems. But for today you can just watch me suffer and do some retopology for this garment. As you can see, this is the high poly. So very unusable when it comes to, just plop it into a game or anything. So we're gonna have to retopologize it to make it less high poly. Let's set up some things first. So we want the snapping and we want face project. And we want to have all of these three usually selected. Then we're gonna have cursor selected. Of course, it's there. We are gonna add a plane, rotate it, then scale it down and move it up. Gonna be around here. And now when you're in edit mode, if you click up here in the mesh edit mode, you can click on this retopology thing and it will help you immensely to see what you're doing. Because yes, you can do always in front, but when you do that, you can see it also through the mesh, and sometimes it's not as nice. Oh hi, this is 4.1 currently. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 version of Blender installed on my computer because you never know which one you need for what I do. Sometimes there are certain kits that I need to work on. Yes, sculpting got so much better with the newest version, so I also sometimes just pop in 5 to do some stuff with that. But like for what I do, sometimes I have to use 2.79 for certain rigs because the kits that those rigs were made for work better on those files. So I hop back and forth versions a lot. But yeah, I don't remember exactly when they added this option for retopology. I think it was in 3 point something, to be honest. It's just one of those things that they sneaked in there, and until somebody told me about it, I had no idea. And it's really a life changer. Yeah, it's like here, it only appears... Oh, hi, Mesmer! It only appears when you're in edit mode. And it's just next to the other menus up here. It's called Mesh Edit Mode. There are some stuff that you can also set, like... I just use usually the... default. Another thing that you can do to make things easier is to turn on shrink wrap when you do retopology. Mind you, I don't have a plugin for this. I have QuadriMesh installed, yes, but that doesn't always work. For certain things, QuadriMesh works great. For other things, it just explodes your mesh, and yeah, not great. So we're gonna be doing this the old-fashioned Blender way, which honestly, with the various versions of Blender that came out, it improved a lot, the retopology native to Blender. Like the poly build tool here in the left, if you don't have it, just press T and this is gonna appear. the poly build menu, you just hover over the edge that you want to extrude, and you just drag, left click drag. And for example, if you do it this way, then you can just hover over a vertex, press Ctrl, and it lets you do this, right? It's very nice. I know that there's like RETOPOLOgy that is what a lot of people prefer, but again, that's a paid plugin, so I know that not everyone is gonna spend a lot of money to get a paid plugin. So for the tutorial that I'm gonna do soon, I'm gonna just use Blender native tools for retopology. For now, this is quite a straightforward mesh to retopologize. It's just a cardigan. The tricky part is gonna be around the sleeves and such, where there are a lot of folds, like big chunky folds. That is gonna be a bit interesting to do, but for now, we can just relax and do this very quietly. Let me see, can I pop out the chat so I can see it better? Why is it like this? Like there's this square in the... Oh, no problem. If you ever have questions that pops out, please let me know, and I'm gonna try and answer the best I can. Mesmer, how were you doing this? If you don't mind me asking. Because I know that everyone has their own way of doing stuff. Usually is like, and what becomes comfortable kind of sticks. Let me see if I can check the chat better if I go in here maybe. Oh, making glass, which is one of my favorite things, and is like always a struggle, like to do it properly. But now I am assuming you're on Second Life. And like now that we have PBR, glass gotten so much better. If you want, like if you ever go at my store and you like the glass that I have, that I use for the new windows in the store, let me know and I will just send you the material. It's like a tileable glass material that I made for just using in the reconstruction of my store. If you want, it is yours. Just shoot me and I am in Word. Yeah, it's just one of those things that is nice to have, because sometimes you don't need to like have a proper UV and like do a specific one. I mean, yes, if you are doing specific glass stuff, but for just windows and stuff that you want to just add a bit of glass to it, a tileable material is best. Same goes for you, Mesmer. If you want it, just let me know and Ozma shall deliver. I just saw that you said you'd ruined vertices by vertices. No, that's just want to punish yourself. But I understand that in the older version of Blender, that was the way of doing it, right? Like, there wasn't much. But since they added the poly build thing, is like, oh, so much better. Because like if you see, it's following, right? I'm not doing anything so like super complicated. I'm just chilling with some music and dragging vertices. It's gonna be a bit more complex when we get to the trickiest part, like the sleeves and stuff. Then I will have to activate my brain to think like of a better solution for certain parts. But like here, I think I'm gonna go like there, right? And then continue on this side. So the flow stays the same, it's still quads. And also, please, 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 triangles are not the enemy. I know that a lot of people just have a stroke every time they see a triangle, but triangles are not the enemy. If you have to do a triangle to make your life easier when you're retopologizing, please do so. Triangles can get tricky if you need to subdivide it after, but we're assuming here that you already have a high poly that was subdivided, and what we want to do is just to make a version that is viable in a game or Second Life or whatever. So yes, just use your triangles. Angons are a bit problematic because they glitch in certain stuff, so I will avoid angons, but triangles are completely fine. Plus, let's be honest, once we import something to Second Life, it automatically triangulates it for us. So, yeah. I will have to add a couple of loop in the middle there after, but what I try to do is do the big shapes first, right? I do the big shapes and then I think about, like here probably I'm gonna... what I did... I usually just switch off and dissolve. For now I'm gonna leave a triangle here and then decide what to do with it. Because here... I treat retopology as a puzzle to solve, like what is gonna fit better, what is gonna help in certain areas. Like here, we don't have to reconstruct all the folds because the normal maps are gonna do that for us, right? Some of them, yes, it's better to follow them and recreate them a bit, but not all of them. For now, I'm just gonna bridge over this fold and then probably add a loop in the middle to follow it a bit better. But again, for now, I'm just gonna go on with the big shapes and try to find a flow for this. Nope. I accidentally pressed Control, so it made a triangle for me. And by having snapping active, you don't really have to worry about, oh my god, is it fine enough? And another trick that I use a lot with this is to use a sculpt, like the brushes from the sculpt mode to inflate or relax and stuff like that. Being in a higher version of Blender helps because they added these brushes that are so nice. They're called Relax and Pinch Relax, I think. And so if you have topology that is a bit too dense or a bit weird, you can just put the strength a bit down and just give a couple of bops with that, and it's gonna make it super nice without you having to do it vertex per vertex. Also, move elastic is great to readjust. Okay, here I want to follow this line because it's gonna make things easier for texturing if I do. So Yes. Another important thing is keeping somewhat which one this? I didn't do it properly here. It's smudged. I'm gonna fix it later. It's a brush. Usually I have symmetry on, but with this jacket it wouldn't work because it's not symmetric at all. I also find that keep working on the same area can make you over focus on it, so sometimes I just jump to another and then let's do the around for now. I'm trying to keep the same distance, like the same like size for the big squares for as much as I can. Oops. I think sometimes people like underestimate how much the normal map is gonna do for them, and they do stuff way too high poly. Like, we all have seen those mesh that you go to in wireframe in Second Life and they're solid, and then you have an art attack. And send it to a friend to watch them suffer a bit. I would never, of course, do this to Ren. Never. I mean, the fact that he's not on Second Life now doesn't mean that he has to stop suffering for certain things, right? Just to make him feel included. Okay. Yep, we're almost there. Whoops. Let's see. I'm gonna add this here, this here. Let's save before anything untoward happens. Okay, now that we are getting closer to... okay, we want here to have this. See, let me do this real quick. I'm just gonna connect these like this, and then I'm gonna solve edges because I want to keep only one for now, and then I'm gonna do later the and now that I have this and this, it's gonna be even easier to go up because I can just go corner and go like this. See? Very nice. I could not live without the retopology tool nowadays. Like, I remember that we used to do this. The way you were doing it was more like vertices by vertices, or like throwing crap in some stuff, and but yeah. Now that this is in my life, it's like, no, we stay. I was watching a stream from Eliava. She's amazing, and she uses, I think it's RETOPOLOGY. That one is very nice, but again, I'm a cheap vegetable and I don't want to spend money. So, I might look into it. It seems also a bit overwhelming because there are so many shortcuts and stuff, but I saw how, like, the things that it can do, and it's really impressive. Yeah, you should. It's very interesting, like, the thing that it can do. It's just a lot, and I think there's gonna be a learning curve, but again, as for everything with Blender, there are so many free tutorials around, right? So yeah, it's not a problem to learn things. It's more difficult, I feel, to find tutorials that are Second Life specific for certain things. Where did you go? Come back. Okay. We can keep going. Woo. Oh, we're at a point that now we need to activate. Why are you going there? Come here. Okay. No need to activate brain. We're safe. Try to align things better so it's not wonky. And now I'm gonna switch off of this, select these two vertices and just connect them, and have this one extruded normally up to connect this. Okay. Let me check my face orientation a second. It's fine. Okay, and now we go back to the poly tool and whoops, we can. It doesn't want to do that. Well, I'm just gonna do this and then put those two together. Yes, select, Alt and no, Control and no, no, it's not. It's mirror. The only problem with hi Carly. The only problem with keep flip-flopping between versions is that sometimes they change the shortcuts and stuff, and you're like, merge it's just M now. Okay, at center. It used to be Alt M, I swear. Oh, you're going to bed early today, Carly. Hope you sleep well. One thing that I really don't like that they did was putting the modifiers in a menu like this. I was like, I liked having all the buttons. Like this, I need to remember in which one they are. I mean, you can always search, but that's the nitpicky part of me. Like, no. Right? Look, I have to click here and then be like, oh, yeah, I want, it's probably in generate, and just find it, right? I dislike it. go a bit more. Oh. Okay. Oh. Look, we did all the entire loop here. Huh? Yeah, it looks horrible. But no, it doesn't look that horrible. I'm gonna leave it not on shades mode for now because I think it's better for me to be able to see stuff and my quads. But yeah, we can keep going. See, if I go into object mode, it's not in front anymore, but if I go into edit mode, that option kicks in and I can see it properly, which is very handy. Let's see what happens if I add the shrink wrap, which is in generate, I assume. Am I blind? You know what? Shrink wrap. There. No, it's in the form. Okay, so we select the high poly and we do, I think it's on surface and it should be project, maybe. No, be not project, nearest, offset. Yeah, no, it's not working. Yeah, I never really, I don't know, the shrink wrap for me is hit or miss sometimes. Well, let's try with the offset. See, I don't know what's doing this. So I usually just do this basically here. Sculpt. Make it big. I go inflate and bop bop. Like this when I'm done. Or just an Alt S. Yeah, it becomes very stabby. Okay. Well, let's go back to it then. Shall we? And we can go back. And at this point, it's just like once you do the first loops, it's just following around and keep going basically until you get to the tricky parts. Sorry, but sometimes my words get jumbled. I hope you guys can understand me enough. That's my fear usually because of my accent. I don't know if people can understand me clearly or not. Oops. Oh, good, good. Thank you, Carly. Ah, thank you, Mesmer. You know, I was the reason I never really did videos and stuff is because I'm so self-conscious of my voice that I was like, I will never be able to edit stuff with my stupid voice in it, right? I think it's just a question of listening to it over and over and getting used to it. Remember to save often. I'm just saying that for myself because it's something that we all know and yet forget to do. Yeah, it's because I think like the way we hear it is like through like the inside of our head, sort of, like if it makes sense. So it's not how other people hear it. I also noticed that like I mean, I'm used to hear a lot of my friends through a microphone, but like the closer to real voice is usually when they're from phone. I think maybe, I don't know if the phone has a bit. Why is not doing my F thing? I need to activate the plugin. I just don't remember what's it called. I thought it was called F2, but I couldn't find it last time that I checked. Oh, like here. See, we need to lower these to match that. Because somehow going around it went to there. Like this is fine. Oh, weird. Oh, there's an accidental line here that got created. Really? That's why it was being weird and not wanting to connect. And I should work, I guess. Yes. This is a good amount of topology for now. Usually I end up giving it a bit more, only because for rigging's sake, it's better to match as much as you can the body underneath. And let's just say that Second Life bodies are not exactly the most optimized bodies in creation. Depends on the body, of course. There are some that are worse than other to work with, and the fact that we don't have the real hit. This wasn't even a thing that I knew was a thing until I adapted some of my stuff for VR chat, and I rigged for the bodies in VR chat, and you have the actual body, like the body that you buy, right? Is the actual body you use as an avatar. So the kit is the real body. It's not really a kit, it's just the body. And having the actual thing to copy weights from makes rigging so much easier. So it's not that I hate rigging. I mean, I do, but I specifically hate rigging for Second Life. I'm just gonna put this out there for the world to know. Boo rigging. No, it's not even weight painting, Mesmer, because you just copy and paste the weights, right? You don't even have to paint yourself for more stuff. The only weight painting I do is when I do stuff like ears and tails, because, you know, it's your own mesh and you make the weights. Or when I do Animesh. I love Charles, but that hat was a pain to make. Yeah, custom body bones will be so nice. Like, every time I need to do maybe an Animesh pet or something, why do I need to use the entire cell skeleton, which is 2 skeletons, by the way? Because when they added, like, what is called? The one that makes you, like, edit your body, right? The volume bones. They just basically put a second armature on top of the existing one. The red bones are a secondary armor that was added on. So that's why we have duplicates of all the bones. There's like Elvis and M pelvis, stuff like that, right? That's the reason. But yeah, for like I wanted to make the little padding guy an mesh, but then I was like, yeah, no. Like I would just needed 2 bones, 2 to make that. It just needed to wobble, like, and be cute. Hey, he's coming along nicely, right? Let's see, for how long have we been streaming, guys? Oh, whoops, I removed this. Let's put it back. Oh, that one. Oh, 39 minutes. Oh, I thought it was longer. And there we go. A bit wonky, let me. The thing that I don't like usually about using quadrimesh is when you go then and try to do the seams and you try to select an edge loop, it selects like 300 edge loops all connected in a spiral around the mesh. Is like, not exactly what I wanted. Okay, let's see. We need to fix this by taking it down a bit. Oops, why did you select 3 instead? Oh, you're in edge selection mode, that's why. And back to this. Since I'm noticing that I'm going a bit too high up, I'm gonna just start taking things down a bit. Okay. Oops. Music is very chill. I think it's from the... Let me do this. go. Continue. It's not the most riveting of content, so I'm sorry about that, but I hope it's useful somehow. Okay, let's see how to tackle this part now. This needs to go down a bit more, and you come here. There we go. Whoops. And we can continue to adjust little by little. Let's step out of it and see how it goes. It's good geometry so far. Like here, probably we're gonna have to add some more edge loops here and there to go inside some of these holes because they're quite big. So we want to have a mesh representation of them, otherwise there could be some glitches with the normals. But for now, we're just gonna go around. Oh, thank you for whoever just subscribed. I need to set the alerts, I think. It just said that I reached my follower goal of 40. Oh, hi! Odin! Well, I call you Odin because of the commission. Hi! I hope. Do you want to go by Unwanted Pineapple? Okay, Odin is client. I loved making the commission I made for them. Like the dress was a pain because Second Life sucks, and I hoped I could do it justice better. But rigged chain in SL sadly are a problem. But that outfit was such a fun project to do, and I'm so grateful that you entrusted it to me. Yeah, and capes. You know how nice it would be to be able to do proper capes, but no. Yes, Mesmer. Oh, sure. My commission for September is gonna kill me. It's not just commission. Is September kills me every year in Second Life because all the October stuff has a deadline in September. Also, Engine Room and Neo Japan happen in September. So yes, if you guys don't see me anymore, that's why. Yes, the spoopy season. which is when we thrive, we weirdos. And I say weirdos in a very positive connotation. But yeah, even if you see like the waitlist on, you can just always book me on Discord, and we can talk about the projects and stuff. What's sleep really? It's like you don't until you crash out for like 20 hours. I've done that, guys. And then you wake up and I'm like, who am I? What year is this? I would not recommend. Sleep well, Carly. Thank you for hopping by. Stopping by? Hopping in? Both. Okay. You know, it's almost 10 p.m., so my brain is not exactly the best. But I figured that this time would be the best for streams because people are awake, like, both in most time zones-ish. I don't know. Plus, during the afternoon is always chaos, so I can't really do much. So this thing is gonna be for loot station. So there's gonna be a boob out at some point. Oh, I'm so happy that they like them. I tried to keep the same style of the texturing that the game had. I need to check something because recently I made more animation for some ears. If they fit, I'm just gonna throw them at you and you can shove them inside the ears and have additional animations. I'm gonna test them out and then see. Or like if you even have other ears from other brands, try and shove them in and see what happens because you might be surprised. I accidentally I made some ears and I just wanted to check if the rigging was working, but I didn't make the specific animation yet. And then I just threw in some animation that I did for bunny ears. I was like, how do bunny ears animation that are on top of the head work with these cat ears? But they did, so. At the end of the day, it's just the same two bones. Like, some might look weird and deform oddly if the ears are very specific, but I'm having fun learning how to animate. Sometimes I just wish I had more time, like, in the day, because there are so many things that I'd like to learn and do, but there's so little time. Yes, or you know what? To clone myself, so we can just sleep in shifts. Like that one webtoon that the dude has a spare hot body. I don't even need a hot body, just another body, you know, like, just do, yeah, like that one, just a secondary body, like, just do stuff. right? Well, that's something that a lot of people sadly don't seem to grasp sometimes on SL. I don't know if, like, sometimes I receive like IMs or note cards of pissed off people that are like, oh, how dare you drop this size or that size? And I'm like, man, it's just me. It's a store of one. And it's like, oh, but this store does that. Like, yeah, but that store has a lot of people working for them. They're a team of people. Like, so why one does the texture, the other rigs? I'm just one vegetable. I need to do all the thingies. And so that's the one thing that I would like to offload if I had the money, because hiring other people is not something that everybody can afford to. Like, mainstream stores, it's easier for them, I assume, because, you know, they have a larger volume of sales usually. But, like, I would love to offload the rigging. There's a friend of mine that was like, oh, here, let me show you my rigger, he's great. I look at the price, they asked 10k for body, and I'm like, my dear friend, I sometimes don't make the feedback for the event. I cannot afford a rigger that asks for 10k. I mean, I understand why he does, because, you know, no, 10k Linden. 10k Linden per size, right? And I understand why, because it's a pain, especially if it's like a complex rig of clothes. But yeah, I can't like afford that, right? And yeah, my friend means well. She's mainstream, and oh my god, I saw her in like how much she makes at events, and I'm like, I feel small. Yes. Only if you hate yourself though, because my god. So the problem of wanting to get into that business is you need proof of your work for like the body people to give you the kit, right? So it's like, okay, but I just want to learn how to rig for someone else, so I don't have my own store. What do I do? It's difficult for people that just want to rig. So usually they just tag team with the designer that has the kit, and then the designer sort of pushes through to get them the kit. But it's a very flawed system. Yes, I would suggest to do it for furry bodies, because furries are great. They give out kits always. With the purchase, you get the kit, right? Even if you're not into that, but just to learn how to do it, I would, and they have way better topology and stuff. Like, yes. I would suggest that, like, to get those bodies that, yes, if you get one of the like, I don't really own a lot of bodies, so I wouldn't know which one to suggest, but I know how it works. And it's like they give out the body, like the kit comes with the purchase. So if you purchase the body, you have the kit. And it's usually a full modifiable body too, so you can do whatever you want with it. And if I'm not wrong, there should be a couple of humanoid bodies that they made too. I saw it at Abnormality at some point. So if you actually want to learn, I would suggest grabbing one of those. Yes, they're not popular in the mainstream, so you're not gonna make a lot of money if you sell clothes for them. But as a proof of concept, to just send them to, you know, the other brands, you could start with that. I don't know honestly, but I suck with names and stuff. I remember that there was one. Ooh, you're getting a new desktop? Yeah, the laptop might melt. For Second Life, you're also gonna have to get Avastar, which is an investment on its own. The prices became a... Oh, you're back to the US now. Our time are gonna align on the other way now. I'm in the middle. Oh, hi! Hi! Look who's here! See, I finally caught you yesterday, and now you're catching me! And I'm also retopoing! But not with your cool plugin, I'm just veggie doing you. You guys probably already know her. She's one of my favorite people on SL. She's an amazing 3D artist, and also she does cool 2D. She's learning live 2D. That's peak masochism, guys. Like, live 2D? Okay. Yeah. But that's masochism on top of masochism. If you hate rigging 3D, wow, live 2D is just... I have so much respect for people that do live. Have you ever seen those, like the VTuber, like mine, like this one? Do you see my little VTuber? That's a 2D avatar. That's a drawing, and they do basically all the layers are different. Thank you. So like there's the eye, the shadow of the eye, the highlights of the eye, the shadow around the eye. Like everyone is on a different layer, and then all those pieces get this mesh overlay that then gets rigged so that it animates following your face and stuff, like with a camera, and so it reacts when I blink my eyes and stuff. This one is a very like inexpensive one that I got on VGen. It's one of those customizable chibi, but there are some that look genuinely 3D. Right? I love the ear twitches. And I hate that we cannot do this on SL. Like, I was like, please, just give me fist bones. So when I bop around with my silly AO, my ear flop. Right? How nice would it be to have fist bones? How easy would it be to have skirts? Right? Right. Or capes. I'm gonna go back to the capes. Like, capes? Yes. Oh my god, Barrows. I have this theory that when SL was created, Barrows was already there and SL spawned around it. It's like one of the oldest places I know. And everyone has been there at some point in their life. It's Barrows and Dura Hair. They were also there. That's my favorite hair store. Like, I still own some of their sculpt hair. For guys, those hair are just peak. Little shout out to Eliavas making hair that are A+. Especially if you don't want to have to edit them in the ads after. They do not glitch. No, don't die. I really love your hair. One day I'm gonna kidnap you and have you teach me how to alpha sort, because Raven tried to explain that to me once and I didn't understand much. It was a long time ago and Raven was super nice and tried their best, but then just stupid when it comes to certain things. Alpha glitching, another joy that SL will give us. I love this song. I'm gonna cry with this song, probably, but let's not cry. My job is to make other people cry. Yay! Yeah, were you somewhere else before? Like somewhere with more freedom? Oh, okay. It's just Second Life had I basically I learned how to see 3D because of Second Life. Like I remember I joined and I was like, oh, here you can do stuff. Mind you, mesh were not a thing yet. God, I'm old. But yeah. And so it was fun to me that I could make whatever I wanted for my avatar, and so I learned how to do stuff. And the fact that it turned into a job is actually pretty amazing to me. Yeah, right? Then you see VR chat and like, oh, that's what real freedom looks like. Unity. The silliest thing is that Second Life is built on a super old version of something with Unity. Somebody explained it to me a long while ago. So technically speaking, they could do some more stuff. It's just they need to decide to. Yeah, it's like another version of something that kind of runs on Unity, their engine. I don't remember the specifics, I'm just a veggie, but it's like, can we maybe, like, even when they added PBR, right? They added PBR, but since we don't control the shaders or the proper things, many people hate PBR because they're like, everything is blue. It's like, yeah, because you're up in the sky and the sky is blue and it's being reflected. And the probe thing that they added, they're so clunky to use. A lot of people are not gonna bother. The reflection probes things. No, it wasn't. That's why I had to go back to make fallback textures, because when I started doing PBR only stuff, my sale plummeted, like really plummeted. So I had to go back to that. I do it in like simplified way. Like my base texture are my albedo. Since I do my semi-stylized thing for my textures, I can get away with that without the albedo looking weird. But yeah, it's we're getting to the tricky part, by the way, which is the sleep. But I think we can get through it quite easily if my brain functions for a bit longer. It's just a question of going around and connecting stuff in a way that is not weird, kind of, if it makes sense. I just follow the flow of the shapes, and then I'm gonna add more loop cuts to make it a bit less funky. Here is gonna definitely add more loop cuts, but for now we're just gonna decide the shape and how we're gonna go around. Thank you. It's gonna be for loot station, this thing. I'm trying to test out the water and see what does better there. It's usually clothes, which I hate because okay. Yeah, as you can see here, something is gonna be out, right? There's something gonna be out there. I'm gonna put probably a bra that they can do. Yes, for the September round. I asked them if I could be in the September round. They're so nice. I was like, yeah, sure. Like, I was worried because I think it was in July I had to drop because I had some health issues that I could do nothing about, to be honest, and so I had to drop. And they were so accommodating, and I was like, oh my god, this is nice. Yeah, and then I was afraid that maybe they would not invite me again, right? So I contacted, I was like, hey, can I be in another? Yeah, I was worried because in the past, I remember I was invited once for Equal 10, right? And I was invited, but with the caveat that I would have to do male clothing, which I was fine with. But then after that, they never contacted me again. I was in the group, but I never was invited to any round again. So I was like, have I been shadow banned or something? Maybe I just needed to ask her to be in a round. I didn't know how it worked, and I was a bit scared of asking. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna try and ask them if they are looking for more designer, maybe for Equal 10, since things have stabilized a bit. I would like to find another event to be in that like a bit more not permanently, but like on a regular basis, if it makes sense. Like maybe not every month. Oh, right. I think the bet is best that is not all months. Yeah, Mesmer, I converted Eliava into joining abnormality. Yeah, come in, join this. Merch versus yeah, Abno is one of the best event, honestly. Like yeah, she's a sponsor in the round that is about to end. She made so cute hair for it. I used them in my ad for my product, and they were perfect. Okay. Now we're gonna go this way, I think. And this way. Okay, wait. Like this, maybe. And you go here. You go here and you keep that. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. And then we can cut. Where are we cutting? Where did it go? What? No. What? Let's see. See, now it's gonna be... We need to match the stuff. But we can do it. And remember, triangles are not the enemy. So we're gonna go with this tool for now. And do that. And then go down here. Like this for now. Triangle are not the enemy, but sometimes it's better to avoid them where there's movement. So this is gonna probably be fixed when I have a better grasp of what I want from this. But yes. There's gonna be 2 more there, so let's add 2. is it doing this weird thing? What happened inside here? Why? Oh, it's because this is active. Yeah, that's why. Okay, 1 and 2. No, there. And then we fix them. Let me delete this. Okay. Yes, okay, this works. Sometimes it's a bit of trial and error when you retopo, honestly. Oh, I have, let's see. I'm keeping an eye out on my score because I'm gonna be summoned at some point by a friend to do roulette on 14. And honestly, it's 10 p.m, so I don't feel bad for stopping work to go relax a bit when he arrives home from work. Okay. Go up here, go. No problems, Mesmer. I'm gonna do probably a full tutorial that you can watch and go back and stuff. So when I have time, I'm gonna release that on YouTube. I'm gonna just send you the link when I do. Thank you for stopping by, though. I think there's something off here. Like, it's going too much inside the map. Oh, because I didn't reactivate that. Whoops. Well, now we're gonna just bring them out. Just by clicking, and they're gonna resurface. Because now we have snapping on. There we go. Problem solved. Here. This one needs to be a bit more in. And okay. Nice. Let's go over here. Okay. We're almost there, guys. Look. The tricky part usually is connecting the sleeves to the body in an efficient way. Like, this is not efficient for now. I'm gonna have to fix this. But let's see here. If I remove this one and then let's subdivide this, put it there, J to connect. Oh, maybe here. Oh, perfect. Ta-da! See? And this is a nice support loop. Okay, so I'm gonna show you. Hopefully my blender will not crash, but this mesh that you see here is a high poly. is the one with all the details and stuff, right? But you cannot import this on Second Life because let's see if it gives me stats. This is 12 million triangle. That's a lot of triangle. You wouldn't even be able to import it. So what we do is we keep these for all the details, the cool details, right? But we make a lower poly version that we are gonna actually import into Second Life or whatever other thing you might need it for. The more something is high in poly, the more it will lag. And so we try to reduce it as much as we can, but still keeping it okay for like rigging and topology. Like usually here I'm paying a lot of attention to the sleeve part here, because if I don't do the loops correctly, then it's gonna be a pain to rig. Like sometimes I see some people that are like, oh, it's so bad to rig this part, I can't, and then you go and look, it's like, oh, you just need to add a couple of loop cuts and it's gonna stop clipping, because sometimes you need a bit more geometry in certain areas. So it's where things bend, right? So elbows, shoulders, and the legs, pelvis, you need to put a bit more geometry in those parts. Or also like for boobs, like where the boobs, you know, because if you augment the sliders, they grow, so you want to give it a bit more geometry there so it's not gonna stretch. Yes, especially because some people put the sliders to 100 a lot of the times, but you can't realistically always put it to 100 and expect every mesh not to break. It's like if you put it to minus, but certain bodies break if you put certain sliders too high. Like even with the body fat one. Now the thickness one, not really, but the body fat one breaks some bodies. And for the boob slider, if you go too low, it also breaks it. So for clothes is the same. You need to be careful. But I know that a lot of people love to have the sliders super up, so I try my best to make it so that even at high number, the deformation works a bit. Of course, it depends on the mesh, because if there are like stuff like ribbons and other things, like I remember when we had to do the dress with the chains, that I made it specifically for your shape with the boob size and stuff. That way it would not deform too much, because it's always a problem with those kind of things that in real life are not supposed to stretch. Like metal is not supposed to stretch, so they don't work super well for those kind of things. Okay, let me move this in a bit. Yeah, it's... Well, for yours, honestly, I did the reverse process. Since it was a simpler shape as a dress, I did the low poly first, and then I duplicated that and made a high poly out of that to make all the details like the folds and stuff. It depends a bit on the item, which way you go. Some people love to do sculpt, so they always start with a high poly. I'm not that good at sculpting, so I prefer sometimes to work the other way around, from low poly to then do the high poly and detail it. No, I'm not. The best sculpt that you see in my store are made by someone else. Like the puppy, the server puppy. Like those were made by someone else. Oh, hi DJ. Welcome. We're retopologizing today. Yeah, it's relaxing at least, right? It's one of those processes that you just go with the flow, and I usually just put some music in and just go. I'm trying to explain here and there since I'm streaming. It's just been relaxing too, to be honest. Oh, probably. I have this, let's see. Yes, it's Fallout 3 from Bits and Hits. They have royalty-free lo-fi music that they make. They usually take stuff from video games or movies and they remake it by lo-fi. If you like there's stuff like this, there's an entire like Fallout but lo-fi playlist that they did on Spotify. Let's see. Yeah, they're called Bits. Let me type it. Like this. I just can link you a song, I think. Share, copy link to song here. And you can find the playlist like this. And it's nice because it's stuff that you can use for streams. As long as you credit them, they let you use their music. Okay, here we need a cut. Here we're just gonna move this one a bit, actually, like that. Give it another save just to be safe. Let's move things along a bit. Maybe not. I think I might. Whoops. Went back too much. I might actually then give another loop cut here. Yeah, because there's too much space there. I'm trying to keep the sizes a bit equal. It helps with rigging too. Here probably I'm gonna put another loop that goes down, but not for now. Let's see. Now I'm so used to have that plugin that when you have a vertex, oh, I have it. It just doesn't work with edges now in the newer version. Why? I Maybe there's an option somewhere, but I need to check. Let's see. How did I do it over there? Like this. We're gonna have to do the other sleeve, which is a bit lower because, you know, this one has the shoulder down, this one doesn't. So we're gonna have to approach it a tad different over here. Another way of doing this when you have stuff that you know that they're the focal point is just to take a vertices and do the loop and then connect and then puzzle it out. Okay. It could be a tedious process to do it like this, but it's the best way of assuring that you have the topology you want. There are some plugins that can do it for you automatically, and not gonna lie, I use some of them sometimes. Like I have Quadra Mesh. I don't think I have it on this version of Blender. No. Yeah, there it is. It's here. But for this one, since I have something in mind for the texture, oh, I'm perceiving a demon. So if I get viciously attacked, you know why. What was I saying? I keep getting sidetracked. Since I have something in mind for the texture, I prefer to have the geometry how I want it, so I know where I'm gonna put my seams and stuff like that. It's just easier in the long run for me. Do it like this. Because those type of now I don't know if there are other ones side Quadra, probably, like there are probably some other ones, but they're not always super reliable. And don't get me started. Lately on YouTube and stuff, I keep getting these ads for AI stupid stuff. Like, oh yeah, why do you bother to do this? You just ask to do it for you. It's like, please don't. I'm seeing it so much on SL. Like the AI mesh, they're so bad. And I feel like Linda Lab should stop, like, encouraging it. The topology is terrible, that there are holes, like not just, oh, it's not optimized, no, there are holes in the topology. Okay. And like, please, don't. That's another reason I really like Abno. They have a super strict policy against those kind of things, and they are on it, like, they check everything and they make sure that nothing infiltrates. Ooh, I like how this flow is. Now see how it's flowing up nicely? Whoops. Do this, and look, it's 4, so we can just do this. Is it 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, yes. Gentle reminder, a quad doesn't always need to look square. Sometimes a quad can be a bit wonky. Now we're gonna do that cut that we wanted to do. Maybe 2. Yes. Oops. Oh, we need to do the same thing here that we were doing on the other side. I want to keep my lines on the seam. Because since it's already a seam in the texture, if I put my actual seam in it, not gonna be that visible. Usually I put my seam under, but putting it there is not too bad either. And probably here I need to cut another loop, and then I take this one and I lower it. And you... Oh, what happened over here? No. Oh no. Come back. This is actually a good moment to show you that one brush that I was talking about, I think. Let's see, going sculpt mode, but we only want to see this. And I don't know if... No, this is too old of a version for that one that I met. It is in 5. Think, paint, smear... No, maybe it's here. It just has another name. Let's see. No, it's not here. There's this nice brush in the newer version that is called like... Oh, maybe it's Light Relax. Oh, yes. Look at it. Welcome back. I think it's Light Relax. In the newer version of Blender, let me see. Geometry. Here. Import display, please. I want to see the wireframe thing. Let's see. Haha. Okay. It's not exactly the one that I was talking about. It is different in the new Blender. But... yeah, we don't have it here. Too bad. But yeah, let's go back to what we were doing. Nice. Thank you, thank you. I just need to fix a couple of things here that got messed up when I accidentally pulled the wrong vertices through the mesh without noticing. Oh, we're just gonna do that real quick. Here maybe there's gonna be... no, you know what? Let's do this. I'm gonna select these and just double G to slide. We're gonna do the same thing here. We're gonna select these and double G to slide. See? Much better. Okay. Okay, my friend has arrived, so I'm gonna probably up off now and go play some 14. Roulette away. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me and chatting with me while I was working. It was very fun. It was my first time having a stream with people like properly to talk to. So, new experience, yay! Hopefully I can stream again at this tower. It seems like it's easier for people to be around. And I will see you soon, guys. Love you. Bye.